Well, Coach, after reviewing the film, what were your impressions of your defensive play this past Saturday?
Well, I liked our energy. I think the biggest thing to me is we got down early, had some adversity, and guys kept playing and kept finishing things off and kept their poise and played the next play. Even on the first drive when they hit the slant and they got some yards on that. John did a really good job of straining his gut, tackling the guy, and truthfully saving 4 points because we were able to make him kick a field goal. But I kind of saw that early. We get down by 9, guys just kept playing, kept their composure, and we started making plays and turned it around, and guys kept playing. So the biggest thing to me was our ability to handle some adversity, keep playing, and do those kind of things. So I was really pleased with that part of it.
You talk about continuing to play. A couple plays later, a series later, they came an identical type pass, and John covers and makes the tackle immediately like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we should have played the first play, but we've seen that one. But things are going to happen. But I think our guys play things as they see them, a little bit better. They kept their composure and they understood what's happening. The formations tell you things. Motions tell you things, and if you study and prepare, you can be able to play those things a little quicker. So, obviously, when somebody has a successful play on you, they're going to come back to it. So you got to make sure you make the adjustments on the sidelines and you're able to handle it when it comes back and put it to rest.
It seems like Gary's more comfortable at that outside backer spot. What kind of level of confidence have you seen him play?
He's made to be an outside backer. I mean, that's where he belongs. He's an edge guy. He's got good burst. He can run. He's got some explosibility off the ball. He can play all the coverages you need to play from an outside backer position, and he's got some stoutness and size to him. I mean, I kind of felt that when I first got here with him, and he's really made to be an outside backer. So we'll certainly keep him there and let him keep on playing.
Spent a lot of time in a 6 DB set with 4 safeties. Is that your traditional dime package, or was that?
Yeah, it's all about matchups. I mean, I was really proud of Leo. Leo played a new position. He played our Mac linebacker, and him and Dez actually played that. And then when we got up, we kind of took both of them out. But I mean, it's all about matchups. And if they're going to put 170-pound receivers in the boundary and run these jerk routes and possession routes and things like that, you got to be able to match it up and play them, because truthfully after that one long play, I think the longest pass was like 8 yards when it mattered. And that you got to match up and you got to play people relative to how they're playing and what they're doing with their personnel. So we got to be able to match up.
Within that look, it seemed like McLaurin and Abram were the 2 physical presences out of that safety.
Yeah, they were our safeties, and they're interchangeable. John can play safety too, and we can bring another guy in at money. But you have to be able to match up relative to what they're doing. But Mark and Brandon both, they were able to get their hands on the ball and get a tip there, and then Mark did a good job of catching it and giving our offense good field position. But that's just football, being able to match up and cover guys.
Speaking of matchups, is this the 3rd different matchup this weekend?
Yeah, this is completely different this week. They're obviously talented at running back. They got a really good offensive line. They're going to try to play physical and challenge you with their play. And obviously with the motions and things like that, they're always working to get the edges of the defense. So you got to be able to play good football. You got to be able to set the edges, be able to wall inside. And these two, this is an NFL back. I mean, he's as good as we'll see, and he's explosive. He can take things, the distance. So we understand the challenge, and we just got to continue to work and prepare.
You saw them last year in the bowl game, and then with the new offensive coordinator. Any changes that grab your attention, stick out to you?
Well, I mean, the offense is different now. There's a lot more movement and motions and things like that than there were prior to the change at offensive coordinator. But it's still going to get down to being able to set the edge on the blocks, build the wall inside, and tackle. Tackling is going to be really critical, and being able to run our feet and make sure that we make good, strong tackles and that you're running to the ball. So if a guy misses a tackle, you're closing out the seam, taking air out of the play to make sure that you minimize the yards a guy gets, because, like I said, I think that their running backs are as talented as anybody will see, and certainly guys that will be playing at the next level one day.
With all of those motions and shifts, is this a particularly difficult week to be a linebacker?
Not really. I mean, we obviously have keys and You just got to be focused and understand what you got to look at. I mean, it's difficult if you start looking at everything, but you need to look at your keys and focus on your job and do your responsibility. And if you do that, we'll be fine.
Do you try to educate them on what is just window dressing and what of it is real motion trying to gain leverage? I mean, do you go that deep with it? Or?
Sure. I mean, that's coaching. I mean, that's what it's all about, is understanding here's what people are trying to do to you relative to the formation. I mean, it was really no different last week. I mean, here are the formations, here's what they're trying to do with their formations, here they're trying to leverage the defense. And, you know, when you're in this call and they're in this formation, it means this, you know, and here's where the ball's going. I mean, you know, you really, like a lot of times, particularly in the passing game, based upon what we're playing, you should know where they're going to throw the ball. So if you know that, you got a good chance to get your hands on it.
Have you been pleasantly surprised by this group through 2 games, or is this what you expected when you came here and kind of saw the talent you had?
I expected us to play, and continue. You know, we still got work to do. We've made progress. I thought we were better from week 1 to week 2. It was a different game, different challenges, but like I said, I was pleased with the way we handled some adversity. But you know, I fully expect us to play. I mean, you know, that's why we work. That's why we prepare, and we've got a lot of football ahead of us, and we've still got work to do in certain areas, but we need to continue to improve and just play to our ability. So yeah, I've been pleased with our performance, because I think guys, I'm pleased with our energy and our effort and our mental toughness and those things, and then we'll just continue to work to develop guys and do those kind of things. But you know, I fully expect us to play to our ability.
You don't seem surprised either with Green's play or JT Gray's play, who you've also sort of changed a little bit with his position.
Yeah,
During the evaluation process, what was it about them and that made you think that they would be the exact fits for what you're trying to do?
I guess age a little bit, because I kind of know what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? I've been around a little bit. I mean, you know, Gary's a guy that can run. You look at his skill set, he's got good length, he's got good burst, he can move his hands when he's rushing, he can set the edge, he can run, so he gives you some coverage element. Then when you go to JT, you know, this game nowadays, you know, you got the run game inside, but the other thing is the perimeter run game. And with the perimeter run game is now a modern day sweep, is really what it is. But JT's a really strong guy, and JT can really set the edge. So, you know, we call the guy nickel. He's really an outside linebacker, but he has cover ability. And when you have to walk out on a number 2, you have to have the ability to set the edge of the defense for bubbles and perimeter runs, and he does a really good job with that. He's a good blitzer. You know, sometimes when you blitz a guy, it's kind of like blitzing just a spot, whereas he matters. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to hit somebody. He's going to attack somebody. So he brings a certain element to that game that I like, very similar to like Josh Harvey when I had Josh. And those guys are different playing that position, which can create issues for the offense. So the biggest thing is trying to create issues for the offense with your personnel. You know, that's really the biggest thing. And I saw that with him from a skill set standpoint. Just he can run, he's physical, and he's a guy that likes football. So find a way to play him.
I noticed that you had him and Jonathan on the field at the same time at certain points of the game.
Yeah.
Does his cover skills make it easier to blitz Jonathan?
Yeah, I mean, that was our dime package. And by being able to go to that, you can cover 4 wideouts, you know, when people try to put speed on the field. And you know, both of those guys are really physical and do a good job of setting the edges. And, you know, John can play nickel Sam too. And the good thing about, you know, this goes back to my theory on cross-training guys. You know, John's actually can play nickel, which is what JT plays. Well, when you go to dime, really the positions are the same as. So it's not like they're learning a new position. It's just like this is the same as this. And that's, to me, all about teaching and coaching and developing a system to allow you to play guys in same-as defenses, even though it looks different to everybody else. And it allows you to match up and, you know, play the plays and play the personnel groupings relative to what you're seeing. You know, because it would be hard to play maybe a real linebacker at that position if you're going to play tight coverage. You know, so you got to be able to adjust on that. Okay. All right.